Okay, for a minute.
Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Jones.
Hey, everybody, guess what? Von Doom's in the house. So it's JB and Von Doom back in action. What up, fellas? We got Paul Jones, Ricky C, and King SJ in the house already. Loving it. So that's right. It's FYF Friday. For your feelings.
Yeah. We can call it Fornicate Your Feelings Friday.
Yeah, there we go. Fornicate Your Feelings Friday. So, if any other teams fans jump in the chat, we are free to talk crap about the teams, not the people. Von Doom the GOAT. Good to see you as well, bro.
Good morning, buddy. So how the hell you been?
I'm doing pretty good, other than the fact I'm wore out. I'm back doing the labor I didn't want to do again. You know why. But you know what? I can't miss this show. Matt Henry, how's things going there in Chicago?
Are you related to Mark Henry? Because that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. That would be awesome. I know he said his family's from Coldwater, Michigan, on one of the shows when you weren't on. And that's kind of cool that he has ties back to Michigan. The fact that he's a Chicago fan. Oh, just kidding. And I got to change that. We lost a subscriber. I don't know what you guys are doing, but this isn't right.
We lost a subscriber.
Yeah, somebody disappeared. We're down to 446.
Well, you know what? That subscriber sucked anyway. We don't need him.
He says, bear down. Hey, like I said, the last time I heard that, I was hunting at bear camp. So, what has happened in the Giants world?
We cut Gary Brightwell, signed some practice squad defensive back. Other than that, not too much. We had Steve Smith in working with Jalen Hyatt and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that's
yesterday, I
amazing.
believe it was.
I think that I find that really amazing because he played for the Ravens and Panthers. And Herb and Raj, what up? Yes, good to see you. These guys are SEC college ball guys. They're brothers that have a podcast. I went and followed them, and they followed us back. Thank you, Herb or Raj. I don't know who's here today. I know one has a birthday coming up, and he's turning 55.
So they're doing what's it called? College ball.
Yeah, the lost subscriber is probably Daniel Jones because we're on to him. That's funny. That is funny. Come on now.
It is, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's damn hysterical, actually.
It might have been after Jared Goff heard me say it. You remember because we've had fake Jared Goff in here too, and then I told him that it's a 2-year Super Bowl or bust contract because no quarterback that's lost in his rookie contract the first time going to a Super Bowl has been back.
And then he ran away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throwing interceptions to Terry and Arnold. Now he's afraid to come on the show.
Speaking of which, I heard he's having one hell of a camp. I'll leave it at that. We got more to discuss about on the Lions Fan Cave chat tonight. I'm going to try to bring a few fans in, have a nice panel discussion about it. Herb, mostly college, but do NFL as well. We're both pulling for the Lions to get to the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, I know. We talked when I popped in your podcast and made some comments. And his family is also from the Toledo area. That explains Coldwater. That's basically a suburb of Toledo in Michigan.
Okay.
Like Adrian,
Herb.
Monroe, and all those little small towns down there.
Herb, what's your college team, man?
Alabama. And Missouri. One of them likes Ole Miss. One of them likes Alabama, if I remember right.
I love Ole Miss. Just because Eli Manning went there.
Yeah, I know. Most mid quarterback in the regular season there was, but man, was he clutch in the post. Hey, I'm not bullshitting, am I?
No, but I still like calling him mid. Shut up.
He was mid in the regular season. Come on now.
So's Jared Goff. And Goff is bad in the postseason.
Goff's not as bad in the postseason. He just missed out on a couple of. He had the same guy in both games that he failed in. I blame that guy, Josh Reynolds.
I blame him for not having mobility to just run the 9 yards and get that first down.
It was 3.
Oh, 3. Shit, that's even worse. That's why he's not a winner. Because he doesn't have that killer instinct.
Well, he did put it in the receiver's hands. Both Alabama Roll Tide. Our parents are living in Tuscaloosa still, actually.
Roll Tide.
So that being said, how do you feel about the news about Isaiah Buggs and what he did with his dogs there in Tuscaloosa? I know how I feel. I know how KCB feels. I'm quite sure you read the report as well. I hope they throw the book and it works like a bear trap and it just clamps down on them.
Man, I want to just publicly crucify him, but at the same time, I need to know some more details here. Like, did he leave them with somebody else that just didn't take care of him and do what they were supposed to do?
Right. Because he does have money. And,
exactly.
And I'm quite sure, if he's any type of responsible pet owner, he paid somebody to look after those dogs that neglected him, took the money and ran. And it might be one of those type of situations. So like you said, but if he's guilty, especially with one of the dogs having to be put down because it was so emaciated.
Yeah.
It's throw the book. And I'd rather get one of those mimic books from D&D that have the teeth and like swallow people whole. Throw that book at them.
Just publicly string them up and throw dog feces at them. Don't stone them, throw feces.
Cover them in chicken blood and hang them in a wolf den at the zoo.
No. See, there's a big difference there. Mike Vick was fighting the dogs, but he was taking care of his dogs. Should we punish him? Well, he does have money, sarcastically perfect representation of our good old U.S.
He's not wrong with the statement. But if it comes out that he paid somebody and that person neglected to do their job that he paid them to do, it lets him off the hook a little bit. It's still negligent on his part for hiring the wrong type of person. That's where I'm at.
Like, yeah. I'm just against publicly crucifying people on shit like that until I have full details on stuff.
Right.
If he just left them there, yeah, he's a scumbag.
Just like the initial reports that came out on Cam Sutton, we all crucified him immediately.
Well, yeah, because that dude said he threw her out the third-story window.
Right. It was a report that said it. A reporter from Tampa Bay that said those words. And I'm like going, wow. Yep, when you hire someone, it still comes back to you. It's the decision of hiring somebody of questionable character, correct? Isn't that what basically it's negligence is how that works. It's just like if you take somebody to the store, dogfighting is abuse also, but just a different level. Yeah, right. I understand that, King SJ. That's why I said there's still a negligence on his part. Um, It's no different than if you and two other friends go to the store, one friend shoplifts, gets caught, tells everybody who he came with, you all get in trouble and go to jail over it. It's called negligence. I'm speaking from experience. You there, Von Doom?
Yeah, I'm here, dude.
Okay.
I almost choked on my coffee. I was having a coughing fit from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like you just went totally silent and went off screen. I didn't know what happened.
It's always the things you love that try to kill you.
You know what? Quit trying to suck down that hot shit so fast.
No.
It is kind of funny.
You're not
I do
wrong.
like the noon. I do like the noontime a little bit better. What about you?
I don't hate it. Except I'm usually at work right now.
Right. And Von Doom will also be back here not only tonight, but all day Monday with me too while we talk. Because guess what? He has 4 days off.
Crazy, right?
For the hell of it, we might even do a show Saturday and Sunday to celebrate it, just to keep him from going stir crazy. I'm thinking about us doing a noon cooking show Saturday, or the one we talked about. Right, dogfighting is huge in the USA. It's just done quietly and behind closed doors. The problem is, Michael Vick had a bunch of people that didn't know how to close their mouths. That's how he got caught. But I think we're going to do our first cooking show tomorrow. What do you think, Von Doom?
I think we can definitely do that.
I'm going to come up with a recipe or two. You come up with one or two, and we'll talk about them and give out the recipes tomorrow. Or we could just talk about our favorite cut the meat to cook on the grill, in the oven, and on the frying pan.
Take this bitch mobile outside and just cook.
No, you're just gonna be cooking. I got you. Out there with your Blackstone.
Yes, sir. Dogfighting is huge in the U.S. and it is done quietly. So is cockfighting. Anything you could bet on is where there is done. No matter what it is, it's all degenerate gambling. Everybody does it.
I don't even drink the Flint water, so Matt Henry, absolutely not. I just work in Flint. I don't live there.
I'm not sure yet, Matt. I have to figure that out still.
I saw an interesting recipe, like if you're having a gathering and you're gonna make cheeseburgers. Yes, we are. Cooking show. We are going to start basically talking about cuts of meat and different recipes and stuff, and Leonard might even be cooking on his Blackstone or the grill. And we're going to be talking about stuff that we can make for football Friday, football weekends, tailgating type food.
Hey man, new ways to interact with people, have fun and such.
Just trying to do something different. I do make my own dry rubs. Haven't done it for a minute. It's been a couple of years since the last time I made a couple batches. I made one that was like a sweet and spicy. It was a dark cocoa and cayenne pepper mixed with a few other flavorings. It actually came out really well. King SJ says, interesting approach for sure with the cooking show. It's just something different.
And hell, who doesn't like football and eating?
Yeah, it is big money. And people who think that the quote unquote mafia doesn't exist. I bet on underwater 3D chess tournaments. Dan Campbell is the current leader on the U3C tour.
Underwater 3D chess. So are the pieces 3D printed, Paul Jones? Because if so, the filament floats.
Oh my goodness.
That's an interesting one, man.
I think he might be talking on like the hologram chess from Star Wars.
Oh, that's an interesting one too.
Don't piss off the Wookiee.
They use rocks.
They use rocks. That's great. I like the idea. I said better.
JB, I have a question for you, man. What do you think about that Jalen Waddle contract?
Well, I think he's one of the few from that draft class that deserved that kind of money, close to what Amon Ra's getting. It wasn't quite as much at 3 years and 84.5 million, right?
Yeah, it's 79 guaranteed.
Right. But it's still under the $30 million mark because technically Amon Ra has had better stats than him overall, correct? So far.
Yes.
And
Yes, he has.
And that does have a lot to do with the fact that Tua, if you look in that system, one thing Tua does have is great timing on when to release the throw. If he had a better O line, those receivers might even have better stats.
Well, Tua is very capable with that ball in his hand. He throws the ball very well in, below 20 yards. But he's got a noodle. We know that. He's just
Right.
super accurate. He's probably the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, actually.
If he's not the most accurate, he's the second most accurate.
And Tyreek Hill's been clamoring for a new contract since the end of 2003. He wants a pay raise.
No, you mean since 2023?
Yeah.
Okay, you said 2003. I was like, what?
Probably knowing him.
Considering he wasn't in the NFL in 2003, I get it. He was clamoring for NIL money before they made it legal.
Oh, here, I got another bold prediction for you. Bo Nix is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
It wouldn't surprise me. And the reports out of Kansas City still is Xavier Worthy is struggling with catching the ball. Imagine that. Kadarius Toney has gotten a little bit better and might have increased his catch percentage by 3%, which is huge considering his drop rate.
Uh-huh. Oh, and another report out of New York for you. Darren Waller released the absolute worst breakup song in history.
Oh, no. What's it called?
I gotta remember the name of this thing. I saw it last night and listened to it. It was terrible. Sauce Gardner posted, said, "Yo, this low key hits." No, it doesn't.
It's low key. Low key hits you square in the nads. It's so bad, huh?
Yeah. I can show the list later. Well, I can show the link for it later. It's bad. The entire thing's auto-tuned, like singing a country love song, but it's terrible.
Oh, it's even country style.
Yeah.
Bo Nix was my favorite coming out. I may have jinxed him by doing so.
Um,
And Leonard said the same thing too. But
it was like this. I hate Bo Nix because him, Spencer Rattler, and Malik Willis, all three of them together, kept leaving school because they couldn't beat each other out.
Well, yeah, Malik Willis left because he couldn't beat Bo Nix. Bo
Uh-huh.
Nix struggled because they had a new offensive coordinator every year at Auburn and switched to Oregon, who coincidentally their offensive coordinator when he got there became a head coach somewhere else. Woody Bach. What's
And
up,
the other
Woody?
thing, and the other thing with that though, like they just couldn't beat each other out, so they just kept moving schools. Bo Nix got better every single year though, with a different offensive coordinator. He learned 5 different offenses, 5 different years. Each year his numbers improved. That's why I feel he was the most pro-ready quarterback for the draft this year, because he could digest a playbook quicker.
But at the same time with his age, because he's the same age that Hooker is right now coming out of college.
I know.
Correct?
That's why I wanted him to go to Detroit, so you guys could have the geriatric quarterback room.
Yo, shut up and listen to me for a second. You know what Bo Nix is? He might be
Ryan
the
Tannehill,
Mac Jones of this draft.
maybe.
The most pro-ready quarterback, but no ceiling. It's a very distinct possibility.
I think he's better than Mac Jones, though. No. 3
Uh,
years to draft the second one? I don't think they can afford that, could they?
20, what's that?
That would be 4 years. He said with the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Carolina Panthers elect Quinn Ewers, quarterback from Texas.
He's a convertible. Yeah, I am.
He's Goff with a better deep ball.
And, and that's the other thing that we've heard. Oh, you're saying no, sir, no ceiling whatsoever? I don't know. You just don't know. But that's the other thing. What quarterback has came out of school at 26 or older? What have they done in the NFL?
Ryan Tannehill went to the playoffs.
Ryan Tannehill was 23 when he graduated.
When he graduated, but he went and played pro football first. I mean, pro baseball.
I'm saying come right out of school. There's a difference. He went and played a professional sport. He still was doing a sport that has some relatable. Wasn't he a pitcher? Ryan Tannehill? Yeah, so that has some relatable skills to his skill set. Look what Detroit Tigers drafted a Super Bowl winner before the Lions did.
Mahomes?
Yes, Pat Mahomes. Penix was 32 when he graduated. That's funny.
Oh, Paul Jones, you get off that Penix hate right there, right now. He's going to be 32 when he throws his first start in the NFL, not when he graduated high school. Get it right.
Come on now. Penix won't be 32 till the ball lands. He was born in prime time. Not funny?
I was yelling at the kids, trying to make water balloons, and it's like 70 degrees outside.
Oh, so they're trying to catch pneumonia is what you're trying to say.
Pretty much, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, and right. Everybody's on rookie deals. I'm just saying, Penix is actually the exact same age as all three of the guys we just, the two other guys we have mentioned. They are all 26.
Yeah.
So, because Penix played 2 years, transferred, and then played 2 more, right? He actually had a redshirt year in there
I believe so.
because he was earning that same 5-year degree that Hendon Hooker earned. Say what you want. Hendon Hooker, when he transferred from, what was it, Vatech? Isn't that where he went?
I believe.
Yeah. And he looked good because the team was awful. They had no O-line. They had no weapons. He was running for his life every play. And he had the chance to transfer to be able to get his master's degree if he studied for a year and didn't play football. And that's exactly what he did. And what's weird is he transferred the year when the rules changed, and he still took the year off so he could double up his class load to get his 6-year master's degree in a 5-year window. I applaud that. That shows dedication and actually wanting your degree. And he didn't take one of the easy sports degrees either. It was a business management degree about leadership.
Yep. But you know who he wasn't as good as in that aspect?
What?
Myron Roll,
Iron Roll.
safety from Florida.
Is he the one that became Samari Roll?
Nope.
Oh.
He skipped the year of eligibility, did a Rhodes Scholarship in Oxford, played in the NFL, and is now a neurosurgeon.
Hey, you know who else can walk into a neurosurgeon practice as soon as he retires from the NFL?
Matt Patricia.
No. Laken Tomlinson, guard for the Jets, formerly drafted by the Lions.
You would think that, but man, that'd be a terrible position to play if you want to be a neurosurgeon later on. Your hands are going to be mangled.
He literally finished his degree in the last 3 off seasons. Kudos to him. His dad is a neurosurgeon. He has a family practice to walk in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The NFL was just an opportunity. I think he was like a 6th-round pick or something like that. If he wouldn't have skipped that year to go to Oxford, he would have been a 1st or 2nd-round pick. And he had a decent career.
It is what it is. We hear about people going back to school later. Who was the CB from Florida? That's who he was just talking about, Myron Roll, right?
Yep. Safety. Yes, safety.
DB, CB, whatever. It's all the same. They play in the backfield.
CB, DB, safety, D-bag, all same things.
Yep, D-bag. That's what I meant when I said DB.
I know.
You know, they are the divas of the defense, so you can say what you want. Cornerbacks and safeties, when they are good, they are the divas of the defense.
Yeah, but I like safeties. My favorite position.
Yeah.
Because you're a linebacker who gets to run faster at people.
Because
I like that violence.
because you're a little lighter. You may not even be as tall, but you're basically a streamlined missile to hit somebody.
100%. I mean, Troy Polamalu was a big safety. I'll say that. But man, that running start, that guy was crazy.
Hooker said yesterday, "I'm in game shape, but feel like I'm rehabbing. Main goal at this time is to get some NFL game reps on field. So this is another genius move by Brad to re-sign Goff while he gets his guy fully ready." I said this all along. Because remember, somebody that was a part of this team was mentoring him this offseason. And I'm quite sure he reported to Brad Holmes and everybody about it.
Also, Dan Campbell has said yesterday, too, about him, that they just want him to be able to come in and run the offense. They don't want him to have to come in and win games. They just want him to be able to keep the boat afloat right now.
Right. So basically, he's being groomed the same way Jordan Love was groomed, the same way when the Packers drafted Aaron Rodgers was groomed, and the same way Pat Mahomes was groomed, but there was a much shorter window there. If you think about it, it's actually a brilliant move. If more teams did that, we'd have better quality starting QBs in the league.
Correct. Yes, you 100% have to commend the guys that care about that degree.
Yeah.
Even though I think getting a degree is BS outside of being a doctor or a lawyer anymore.
That business management degree that Hooker has is the same one that every CEO and CFO in America takes. So if you think about that, that's not that much of a bullshit degree.
Oh, I just say the whole fact of having to pay for stuff like that is BS.
Oh, having to pay for it, yeah. 100%. You have Goff groomed somebody like Hooker with his skill set. I think it's genius. Yeah. It, like I said, everybody's like, oh, they're just going to trade him away. And I was like, well, that makes no sense for Brad Holmes to have been such a part of scouting Hendon Hooker for 10 years total, where he became a friend of the family, to just bring him in and then trade him away. It didn't make sense. The only way it makes sense, hear me out, 2 year Super Bowl or bust window. Like I said, when you look at that contract, if he gets us there, he's getting restructured. And at that point, in the last year of the rookie contract, you have to decide, does he have more value than the third and fifth pick that you'll get in compensatory if he walks and gets a starting job somewhere else? That's your decision to make in that final year of the rookie contract at that point.
Matt Henry, what you just said right there, though, that is what I mean. That is not a BS degree. A mechanical engineer is a skilled trade. And I applaud everybody that goes and gets a skilled trade job instead of the people who just want to sit at a desk behind a computer or show your tatas on TikTok to make money these days. I respect the trades folk. That is what America needs more of. Blue-collar people.
Right. Detroit fan man, you're actually right. He was a friend, but it was because of that friendship when they reconnected in Greenville, North Carolina, when he was finishing up his master's degree. He would go across the street and sit with the dad and ended up watching Hooker in his 8th grade year.
Stop addressing me with your eyes, Orlando.
Wait, watching a hooker in the 8th grade, isn't that kind of illegal? What, it is kind of funny to think about.
Watching one?
Yeah. And he gave you the lovey face on there too. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, if you're gonna keep undressing me with your eyes and send noticing, you better send some donations to that cash app that JB's got flowing across the bottom. I'm not a cheap date.
Oh, that sun's out, guns out. That's it. Here it's not quite 70 yet, but it's getting there. I wore a long sleeve tee this morning. I'll be in the regular t-shirt by the time I go to work. He says I'd motorboat them. Wow. Boom.
I think I'm gonna have to start staying off camera, man. I'm like a piece of meat around here now. Oh, also, look, shout out to my wife. Together 18 years officially today.
Happy anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Leonard. May there be many more years to come.
Oh, you
Just
freaking
no more kids, damn it.
No more kids. Babies are cool, man. Once they get up, they can talk, but you get past like 10 years old, they start to suck. Thank you, Paul Jones.
To hear of someone our age lasting in a relationship. That green screen background looking good, he says. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Design. Hang on a minute. Our man Woody Bach right there.
Hey, fun to him. Orlando says, tell her I'm sorry for coming after her titties. They're all hers. Oh, she actually watches every now and then. You may see her comment there, Orlando. You know what's nice about this restream is you guys actually get to see everybody's comments when they come up like this.
She's watching. She is not commenting.
Right. Get her, Mrs. Leonard. Get him. I am here. There she is. Hello, Mrs. Leonard. Happy anniversary. You know what? I will say, Mrs. Leonard, ever since Von Doom's been a part of this, she almost comments every show.
Even
And
when
that
I'm at work.
right. She's been in and said hi to me on this show when he's at work. That's dedication and supporting both of us. Her husband, because he's a part of it, and me, because I'm his friend. Practically a brother anymore. We talk so much. Heck, I think we talk more than I do with my brothers.
Shit. I talk to everybody more than I talk to my brothers.
Yeah, 2,600 for four 18-inch tires. Unless you're buying Mickey Thompson Centerline ultra, the mud terrains, yes, it's too much. And I'm talking about the 35 by 12 and a half by 18. Yes, you do, and we appreciate it.
Oh, did I tell you? I think I'm getting a Subaru Crosstrek.
Really? Is that going to be the new vehicle?
That's going to be the take my butt to work vehicle.
Okay. Von Doom is a great personality, almost as legendary as Will Daniel.
Oh, Will Vogel, Daniel Jones, and Woody from Toy Story all rolled into one.
Yep. Hey, I did it the other night, and I made BCP laugh on the roundtable talk before you popped in, Von Doom. Ralph pops in and he goes, "Hey, Will, say hi to your surrogate father."
Will's a good dude. He's just really innocent. The world hasn't corrupted him enough yet.
Yeah, I know. He's learning. How long did he have his car before it got hit at work? 3
Did
weeks.
it really?
Yeah, it got hit at work. Some
Oh man,
lady
that's terrible.
truck pulled in next to him, went to turn out, turned too sharp, and ripped the front bumper right off his brand new car.
Women should not drive trucks.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to plead the fifth. So other than that, OTAs for week 2 is Joker smile on Will. It's permanent even when he's mad. Yes, it is.
Joker smile on Will is permanent even when he's mad.
Her-
That's
her-
because he has a feather permanently lodged somewhere.
do I think Waddle is a better 2 than Smith and Philly? I think they're about equal, really. They both have the same skill set.
Yes and no. I think Smith is a better receiver, actually. I think he catches better and he runs better routes. Waddle is pretty much just a deep guy.
He's basically Tyreek Hill 2.0 on the same team, right?
Yes, no. Because Waddle is just, he's your deep go guy. Tariq Hill gets large chunk plays, but look how many of them are like 10 or 15-yard curls that he just does crazy stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
He's an after-catch guy.
So if you guys want to support the show, it's $ Jeremy Ballrick. We take donations through my Cash App. Send it here. I'm not begging for money. I'm just saying this stuff isn't cheap, and we do a lot of stuff. We've got yard flags coming up. How big were they? About 1.5 by 3,
Something like that. I'll get the exact measurement in a little while.
and
We
they're
got
able
some
to be
new coasters and lanyards.
sublimated with whatever you want. What Lions 2024 game am I looking forward to the most? I just found out I'm going to the Indianapolis game. So I'm pretty excited for that. But in all actuality, it's the revenge tour. It's week 6 and week 17. Dallas and San Francisco.
The Texans, so they can see the potential that Hendon Hooker has and C.J. Stroud playing against them.
Boy, you are real.
Next topic.
Is Ra even going to have a top 5 wide receiver contract by the end of the year? Yes.
Yes, it'll probably be 2 years before anybody top him out of the top 5.
Oh,
Oh, also, I heard yesterday.
mm-hmm.
The Vikings almost traded Justin Jefferson to the Giants for that 6th pick.
Right. I heard that too.
I would have freaking been all over that. Even though I like Malik Neighbors, Jefferson's just proven.
But you'd have got both their first round picks and been able to pick at 11 and 23 then.
That would
You're
have been
going
awesome.
with Buffalo versus Lions.
You know what? 2 years ago, I'd have been excited for that game if it was that Buffalo team from 2 years ago. This team now is a shell of his former self. It worked out great for Liv Morgan. She's now the WWE Women's Champion. So now what?
Yeah, I remember Chicago saying it was the Revenge Tour versus the Packers last year. That worked out great, didn't it? Jefferson still has final say. No, on a rookie contract, he has no say on a trade. There is no trade contract clause on a rookie contract. Basically, if the GM no, that was stupid CJGJ that said we were on a revenge tour last year. Wait, Justin wasn't willing to sign with Minnesota. It doesn't mean he's not willing to sign somewhere else. Gotcha. Yeah, just with everything they lost their entire secondary, and they got back a little bit in the wide receiver department, but I don't think it's as good as it used to be. I think their Super Bowl window closed last year. What do you think, Johnson? You agree?
They lost way too much. They lost way too much on defense. They traded away Diggs. Granted, I like the addition of Coleman. I think they're going to have to get back to being a running team if they want to have any chance of winning anything this year.
And less of it out from Josh Allen. They need to run the ball, but it can't be on the legs of Josh Allen.
Well, they could, but it ain't going to last them too long. Eventually, his knees are going to go. Minnesota isn't going to let Jefferson go anywhere.
No, Matt Henry. Minnesota approached New York for that trade, and New York turned them down.
Idiots. We should have took that trade.
I guarantee you. I think the Bills are going to be in third place this year in the East. The battle's going to be between the Jets and Dolphins.
I think the Jets are the better team.
And I think the Jets are a better team too. But that defense is better than people give it credit for in Miami.
It is. It is. But the Jets offense is probably the best total. I mean, the Jets defense is probably the best defense in the NFL. Whatever. And then they added to that offense. And goddamn, Malachi Corley.
Yeah, I know.
You've heard what he's doing in OTAs.
Yeah, I know. I heard Rodgers was carted off during the game stretching.
We can all freaking hate on Rodgers. The guy's still really good. And they gave him an offensive line and more weapons than he knows what to do with right now. He is legitimately the definition of Super Bowl or bust.
Hey, Dad. Good to see you.
Mr. Kang. Good morning.
Smoking Dad, it's Von Doom and his wife's 18th wedding anniversary today. 40 years Rodgers is the unknown. Michigan Go Blue asks, how many games do I think the Lions are going to win? I have said somewhere between 11 and 13 the entire time. I settled in on 12 and 5. And the only reason why I'm going to say that is the roster's improved. And we were above everybody last year, but everybody else has improved too. So, and with the exception of the Dallas Cowboys, who did nothing in free agency but sign a 90-year-old Zeke.
And they're expecting to win the NFC East over the Eagles, is what everybody's predicting. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Oh,
Right.
also on a side note, the Lions are going to go 4-13 because I want to be the bad guy this morning.
Oh, you're a dick. You gave them your Giants projection.
I raised my Giants prediction to 5-12 now. Did I tell you?
Hey, I told you that you're winning 6 games.
As long as we don't make the playoffs, I don't care. I want a good enough pick to get a quarterback to replace Daniel
Just
Jones.
for that, you're going to win 9 and just miss the wild card and pick at 13.
No, because last time we should have lost, we freaking made the wild card, and it ruined us getting a quarterback. It's why Daniel Jones got that contract.
The schedule actually lays out really well for the Lions. You realize we only play back-to-back away games twice throughout the entire season. We have 9 home games. And we're at home more at the second half of the season while every team is gelling and wanting their games at home. We will be at home more then. That's why I'm caved down with the 12. This is our U is the new Dallas City slogan. It's on the license plates. Well, if Dak could take a lesson from all, the Lions have the 11th strongest schedule without rosters being set. Is what was projected the other day. What wasn't it like a point 509 for strength of schedule? And there was 10 other teams that had a better strength of schedule than the Lions. In other words, a harder schedule. Yeah,
Okay.
and we only play 4 outside games all year.
So, I just read here somebody saying most 10-yard passes last year. The Lions had 77. And this dude goes, I was told that the Lions couldn't throw deep. 10 yards is not a deep pass.
Right. It's not a deep pass. 25 yards or more is what's considered deep passing. Which Jared Goff had 36 attempts. He completed 65% of them. But you know what the problem with 36 attempts at 25 yards downfield is over an 17-game season? That's 29th best in the league at attempts.
Exactly.
Like I said, I don't go homer. You agree on 7 for the Giants?
Okay, so Giants versus Vikings.
That's a win.
Okay, let's win that game. Okay, so that's one game. Then we'll lose to the Commanders because they're a better team. We're going to lose to the Browns, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Eagles. Probably lose to the Steelers. We're going to split that game with the Commanders. We're going to beat the Panthers, so that's 3 wins. We're going to lose to the Bucks, lose to the Cowboys. We'll beat the Saints, so that's our 4 win. We're going to lose to the Ravens. We'll beat the Falcons, so that's 5. We're going to lose to the Colts. We're going to lose to the Eagles. I'd be happy as hell with Shedeur Sanders there. Okay.
Ooh.
How's that going to go up with Super JMO in the one spot? Honestly, Goff overlooks him when he's open.
Right. It's more about Goff's decision making than it is on JMO because JMO was open on almost 50 different passes where other players were double and triple team, and he threw it into those double and triple team coverages over a wide open JMO. And the fact that he actually stopped dropping the ball for, what was it, 11 weeks straight? I think that pretty much answered that he was doing his part.
this little dog doesn't start barking, it's going to turn into some freaking Chinese ribs tonight.
He goes,
That could be our first recipe.
Yep. According to Campbell, Jamo was the most improved player so far in camp. There's a few other guys I'm going to be talking about later tonight on the Lions Fan Cave chat. I just want other people in here. Bach says he said maybe 8 for the Giants.
Maybe. We'll see. But here, Orlando, while Jamo might be the most improved player according to Campbell, his lack of production hasn't been on him.
Right.
He just hasn't got the volume. If he got the volume that Laporta or freaking St. Brown got, the guy's a 1,300-yard receiver with 8 touchdowns.
Minimum on the touchdown.
Exactly.
And that's why I said Lions fans need to tame what their expectations are, because until we see Goff target him, you can't put those lofty expectations on him.
Honestly, I want to see him returning kicks so he'll have more touchdowns.
I said just pure receiving stats, he's going to have between, if Goff doesn't ignore him, I think Jamo will have a breakout season. Absolutely. That's what I said. It's not that he doesn't have confidence. It's Goff doesn't have
Confidence
in his own arm. I don't know how he doesn't have confidence because, like I said, the guy had 11 straight weeks where he didn't drop a pass.
Look at it like this. Go back, watch the games from the season. Look how often Goff does that check down to St. Brown and Laporta instead of taking an open shot. It's like he's afraid to throw the ball.
There was times before Raymond got hurt and Reynolds in the beginning. It's like he only targeted Reynolds when he was covered because Reynolds, Leaf, and Jamo would be open downfield and they'd throw to Laporta, Goff, or Gibbs, or Monty.
He needs to learn to trust his arm and lead the passer. If you got to throw that ball early, throw it early. Trust that he's going to be able to pull Randy Moss and go hunt it down.
Right. I mean, that's what he did in the Tampa Bay game, and that was his first game back, wasn't it?
I believe so. Like, here, that's the best example of what he needs to do to make, well, to not make, but to use the full potential of Jameson Williams, is to go watch what Dante Culpepper would do. That ball was out of his hands in 2 seconds, and he was tossing it as far as he could, and he just let Randy Moss be a center fielder and go get that ball. He tracked it down. Took Staffy a bit with CJ.
Yeah. Did it really? Because I remember his first full season was CJ's first 1,000-yard year.
But that completely defeats the purpose of what the guy can do, man. He has good route running, but he's a speed guy. He's a stretch your field guy.
Right. Number one, if you don't think that Jamo has good route running, go back and watch the games at Alabama.
Yeah, or watch when we get my buddy Dustin on here, and he'll school you on that. God damn, I know so much about Bama, it's not funny.
One thing Jamo has is confidence. 100%. He's not rattled at all by what happened last season. And the best thing about it is Jamo owned up. When he was asked about the drop pass in the end zone, he goes, yeah, I should have caught it. Yes, there was contact. Yes, I was falling. I still should have caught it. It went between my hands. He actually had owned up to it. Josh Reynolds has asked, hey, what about the drops in this game? Shit happens. Walk off the stage. That's why you're not here.
Damn right. Also, everybody, don't forget to like, share, tell your friends, get everybody to come subscribe to the show, and don't miss us tonight at 9 o'clock.
That's right. And it's our favorite time of the show where we get to talk about this. It's FYF. It's a For the People sponsorship. Fornicate the Packers. That's what it stands for.
Yes, sir.
Lost in the Ground, the best window tender in Saginaw. 409 Hamel Street. 989-443-9240. He's up for the award again this year to be nominated 2 years in a row. That's pretty darn good. But if you need your car detailed or your windows tinted, give him a call. 989-443-9240. Last but not least, it's my favorite sponsor. The people I work for, Brandon Service, right at the corner of Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road. We have used tires starting at $40. New tires, call to get your quote. 810-233-8230. Speak to George, Red, or myself. We will get you a quote, get you in. Mention this ad, you will get $10 off a set of tires. I wanted to get that in so we can actually talk for a couple more minutes before we go off the air.
Exactly.
I think that's the quickest I made it through all three sponsors, isn't it, Von Doom?
It just might be.
Good Lord.
Coffee McCoffington over there.
Yeah. It happens.
It does.
As soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna go make me a big fat sub sandwich. Ham and turkey.
So basic.
It is. Don't care.
It's okay, Becky. We still like you.
I'll at least toast the sub bun.
You know why JB can't wait for the fall to roll around? Because then he could wear his freaking Han Solo vest and his gray Uggs again.
Oh, stop.
And drink his pumpkin spice.
What pumpkin spice? That's nasty. I don't even like pumpkin pie.
Did I tell you I'm buying an LGBT QB1 Caleb Williams jersey? I'm getting that put on the back and buying one.
All right. Gonna wear it every time we play the Bears, aren't you?
Yep.
I knew it. I was thinking about buying a Love Stinks one. Instead of in the front where it says Packers, I want it to say Jay Giles Band.
And you know what? I would still wear both of them out before I would ever wear that horrible jersey we saw at the draft. That Goaty Goffington. That was the most stupid, horrible thing I've ever freaking seen.
Thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I expect that kind of thing from like a Mr. Motor City Maniac.
One of the guys on the Packer show when I was on there, and I told him what Caleb said at the end of his interview at the draft room on media night. He goes, I wonder if when he completes his pass, it's going to go like this.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, that's funny.
You know what? Honestly, as long as he performs, even if he does that, I don't think anybody would really care.
They don't. Look at, they accepted Rodman marrying himself dressed as a bride.
Rodman.
They don't give two shits in Chicago as long as you win. But if he struggles, they'll call it out. You watch.
Time.
Just like it is time, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Try to be a better person. You've heard Dave Forth. The only way to make the world a better place starts right here.
Join
Thanks,
us tonight.
everybody. See us tonight.